Good to have you. The Saudi-led coalition in Yemen says it's bombed military sites linked to the Ansarullah Houthis. It says the sites were being used to threaten commercial shipping. The group is backed by Iran as enforcing a naval blockade against Saudi ships. The strikes took place in Hodeida. The attacks come just days after the Houthis said they targeted 2 Saudi tankers accused of violating their blockade. Strikes have also been reported on Cameron Island, where at least 1 person has been injured and taken to hospital. The Saudi-led coalition released a statement saying they've carried out a proportionate military response against legitimate military targets in Hodeida Governorate, linked to Houthi threats to the Red Sea. The operation has concluded after achieving its objectives. Any further hostile actions by the Houthi militia will be met with an appropriate response. Yemen's Houthis have also released a statement in response to the attacks. The group says the Saudi regime bears the consequences of any developments that will occur as a result of its criminal step. Instead of complying with the rightful and just demand to lift the blockade on Yemen, the Saudi regime has committed a major folly that will cost it dearly. By targeting the governorate of Al-Hodeida, the Saudi regime has made the equation of escalation with escalation the hallmark of the next phase. Yousef Mawry is in Yemen's capital, Sana'a. Yousef, so a defiant response from the Houthis in that statement. Do we know the kind of damage, though, that Saudi has been able to inflict on these Houthi targets?
Well, we know from Ansarullah Houthi officials that the strikes targeted telecommunication centers in the city of Taiz. The second series of airstrikes targeted the Cameron Island. That's a southern Red Sea. It's considered to be Yemen's biggest island, and it's considered of significant importance. Saudi Arabia believes that some of the attacks on the oil tankers, they came from Cameron Island. However, U.S. officials confirmed last year that the Ansarullah Houthis are launching attacks not just from the province of Hodeida, but throughout the areas that is under their control. So it seems that Saudi Arabia is trying to identify the source of these attacks on their oil tankers. We knew that there would be some type of response, and we have breaking news early this morning that the Ansarullah Houthis have actually retaliated and have launched a series of attacks on the province of Jazan, southern Saudi Arabia. According to some of the reports that we are receiving, these attacks cause fires in the province of Jazan. We have reports that some of the flights that were heading towards Abaha International Airport were forced to redirect, and several alarms and warning messages have been set out to residents in southern Saudi Arabia because of the early morning attacks that came from the Ansarullah Houthis. We also have the statement from the head of the Ansarullah Houthi delegation, Mohammed Abdessalam, who was actually in Oman, who mentioned that Saudi Arabia is to bear the responsibility for what he called, quote, dangerous escalations, because they mentioned before and prior to these attacks from Saudi Arabia that if Saudi Arabia does attack, there will be consequences and more Saudi targets will be added to the list.
So, Yousef, a quick decision to retaliate by the Houthis, and the promise is that escalation will be met with continued escalation. What does that then mean for the decisions the Houthis take next?
Well, it means that Saudi Arabia's industrial sites are going to be targeted. We haven't had the Ansarullah Houthis target the Aramco oil facilities or any Aramco oil pipelines, but I think that could be next on the menu for the group based on the statements that they have issued out, that they will target Saudi Arabia where it hurts them the most. And we know that for Saudi Arabia, it's their bread and butter, the Aramco facilities and the Aramco pipelines. But right now it seems that they're focusing their attacks on Jazan and areas in southern Saudi Arabia. What's not surprising is the quick response from the Ansarullah Houthis. It's as if they were waiting for the military response of Saudi Arabia. Was just 5 hours later, we get reports of the Yemeni group attacking southern Saudi Arabia. What this means is that there's going to be more escalations and more military operations if Saudi Arabia responds to this latest attack from the Ansarullah Houthis by targeting the port of Hodeida or targeting Sana'a International Airport or targeting any of the provinces under the control of the Yemeni group. We can expect a similar situation where we're having this tit-for-tat, sporadic launching between the Yemeni group and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is looking to target the sites where they believe the Ansarullah Houthis are launching these attacks against their oil tankers.
Yousef, many thanks for that. Al Jazeera's Yousef Mawry in Sana'a there in Yemen.